Hey y'all, what's going on? I'm here for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 4, Episode 11. But before we get into the episode, I want to say congratulations once again to Cardi B on hitting that #1 spot yesterday on the billboards for Bodak Yellow. I'm very proud of her and everything that she's come from, and then being on Love and Hip Hop, and I just hope to where she is now, and I hope that her career continues to grow and continues to flourish, and fuck what the haters got to say. Keep on doing your thing. The first female rapper in 19 years since Lauryn Hill to hit #1 with no features. That's made. I know that's got to be an amazing feeling, so I'm very proud of her. But anyways, let's get into this episode. So the episode starts off with, Brooke and Booby. They're having like a little picnic or whatever. And, Brooke brings up Hazel to him and everything. And Booby, he's like, look, I know, Hazel likes me and everything, but I ain't never get down with her like that. She ain't my stilo, pretty much, And, as they're talking, Brooke gets distracted because she keeps on getting notifications of Hazel talking shit about her on the Instagram. Shout out to Karen King. So anyways, he's telling her, keep on making boss moves or whatever. Don't worry about all of that. Why don't you sit down and, have a conversation with Hazel and just let all that shit go. Whatever. She brings up Marcus and how Marcus keeps on, curving her and everything. And, although she still has feelings for Marcus, she can't help how she feels about Booby as well. And, the vibes between them right now is taking her back to middle school and all this other stuff. And although Booby is married, at least he was honest about it. And I'm just like, I mean, like I said to you guys before, I honestly feel like Keisha is not in that headspace with Booby anymore. I know a lot of people feel otherwise, but yes, it's really not a good look, Brooke, when you done came on this show messing around with one married man and now you hopping on the next. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, sorry, y'all. Keep on messing with my hair. But yeah, it's just not a good look. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, and then you back and forth between them. You don't know if you want this one or that one. It's just doing too much. So, but anyways, he wants to take her on a vacation or whatever. And, she agrees to it. So then we have Hazel and Alexis, and they're getting their vaginas steamed or whatever. And I read up on that too, because me and one of my friends, we was talking about that one time, because I had never knew it was like a thing. You know what I'm saying? And I read up on it. That shit sound like it hurt. Like, it sound like it's painful. But anyways, so but they was just sitting there like it won't nothing. So, but anyway, so Hazel is talking about how her mom doesn't like, the Rose Burgundy boy or whatever. So she's putting him on pause for right now or whatever. And I'm just like, well, damn, just because your mom don't like somebody, now you gonna put them on pause because of your mom? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you dating him or is your mom dating him? Although I feel like this whole relationship is some bullshit anyway. But anyway, so Alexis, invites her to come to, this gay club with her and Lizelle. And, Hazel declines. Alexis is like that, although she's been publicly seen with guys, that she has dipped into the lady pond before too. And I'm just like, of course, like the rest of you heifers on reality TV. I'm just saying. So anyways, Hazel starts to talk about Booby and how her mom likes her and all this other stuff, and then talks about his performance and how she was wiping the sweat up off of him. And next thing you know, Brooke tried to step to her or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, here she go with, this is my city bullshit, blah, blah, blah. I run LA like she Natalie Nunn. That shit is so fucking dated. Like, get the fuck out of here, Hazel. And it's just like, I hate that every fucking week we gotta come up here and just go in on her because she just always saying some fuck shit, doing some fuck shit. Like, it just... I know the other people who review this show got to be tired of going in on her ass because it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, you know what I'm saying? But she brings it on herself. But anyways, so, you know, she talking about how Brooke went in on her on Instagram or whatever, and, you know, how now Brooke wants to meet with her and everything, and she's going to, you know, bring some gifts for her because she knows she broke and she can't afford this, that, and the third. I'm just like, okay, Hazel, whatever. So anyways, we have Lizelle. He's in the club with the lady Donatella, you know, that we saw earlier in the season, who is managing Ty Dolla $ign's, you know, little sister, the Angel girl, whatever her name is, that was trying to, you know, work with A1. So she's like, you know, that she saw his work with Masika, and, you know, and she's asking, do they still work together? And, you know, Zell, he's not really saying too much because they're on the outs right now, and this, that, and the third, and, you know, he's, you know, he's talking to her and stuff, and he decides that, you know, he tells her, you know, I'm gonna go over here and hang with my friends, you know, I'll catch you on the flip side or whatever. So he goes to hang with AD. And, you know, she's, you know, pretty much telling all the business. She's like, you know, her and Moniece been arguing, and Zell feels like the AD brings out the better in Moniece and everything. And she's talking about how she went against her better judgment by moving in with Moniece, and they didn't have sex for like the first month when she moved in and all this other stuff. And, you know, Zell is telling AD, well, why don't you turn off the Moniece switch and turn on the turn up switch and all this other stuff. And the next thing you know, Alexis Sky, she comes through or whatever, and she's like, I know me and Moniece buried the hatchet and everything, but it's not like I owe her loyalty or whatever, this, that, the third. Well, we could say the same thing about Masika then, if that's the motherfucking case. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you sit up here and get mad and popping off and doing all this thirsty shit and carrying on about Masika or whatever, about her, you know, fucking around with Fetty Wap and everything while y'all was together, this, that, and the third. But then you gonna sit up here and you know, try to fuck around with AD or whatever, knowing that her and Moniece is together, or supposed to be together. Like, girl, what? You know what I'm saying? But you gonna sit up here and talk about something, I don't owe her no loyalty. Okay, well, think about that the next time you and Masika have a situation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, you should just think about it from a more morality standpoint. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the fact that you sitting up here getting mad at, you know, Masika, this, that, and the third, when, I mean, like I said, we could say the same thing in regards to her. She didn't owe you no loyalty, but you felt like that she should have thought about the situation with morals and stuff like that, but now you're not coming with morals. So, like, girl, you can't be straddling the motherfucking fence. I'm like that. I'm just saying, you know, like, either you have morals or you don't, you know. But anyway, so AD thinks it's cool to be, you know, bumping and grinding up on, you know, Alexis Sky just because, you know, her and Moniece supposedly buried the hatch or whatever. So, you know, Zell, he feels like, shit, fuck it. You know, me and Moniece keep on falling out because she keeps on trying to put me in the same room as, you know, Mr. Ray, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, see, that motherfucking Zell don't have no loyalty to nobody. No fucking body. He's nobody's fucking friend. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so then we get Nikki and Chanel. They're sitting poolside or whatever. Nikki is happy that her and Hazel made up, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, what's the girl? Chanel sitting up here talking about some, you know, I'm glad me and Hazel are good again, because from that last event that we went to or whatever, when she got into it with Brooke, like, it looked like Hazel got them hands. Like, no, she said, I know Hazel got them hands, so I'm kind of glad, you know, I'm cool with her and stuff. And I'm just like, have we been watching the same show? Who the fuck says that Hazel has hands? I'm telling, like, we all know if Brooke was really able to get to that bitch, Brooke would have fucked her. She would have tore her ass out the motherfucking frame. you would have been on the losing side if they would have really fought. Okay, like, let's be clear. I'm like, are we watching the same show? Because Hazel is always starting some motherfucking shit or whatever, or always, you know, provoking somebody, and then because she knows security gonna come all up through the place to save her ass. Okay, like, girl, what? So, anyways, like, I just couldn't believe she said that shit. So, anyways, you know, Lucci or whatever his name is, he walks up, and you know, Nikki hasn't dealt with him since his baby mama ran amok up in her photo shoot or whatever, and she knows that him and Alexis exchanged some words, but she guessed that he apologized. So I guess, you know, they, you know, she's good with him at this point. You know, he's asking Chanel, does she do music, you know, and everything? And she's like, yeah, you know, I got a new video or whatever, and y'all should come to my video release party. And, you know, next thing you know, Safari shows up or whatever. And Chanel, she's feeling Lucci and everything because, you know, he's making all these jokes and throwing his charm on her or whatever. And I'm just like, ew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he kept on making jokes about her ass and shit like that. And I'm just like, I don't understand how anybody finds him attractive. I really don't. But anyway, so, you know, he pretty much wants to link up with her for a date. You know, he wants to take her bowling or whatever. So she agrees to that. So then we get Keisha and Booby. They're shopping for their son and everything. He's asking, like, you know, so do you miss me yet? And she's like, no. And he was like, I mean, come on, I was extremely helpful. And she was like, no, you didn't take out the trash. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, next thing you know, she's asking about his love life, like, what's going on with that? And he's trying to be patient or whatever. And, you know, it's also him risking a friendship as well. And, you know, Keisha's giving him good advice and everything. And, you know, she's like, so what's her name? And he like, you know, Brooke. And she's like, what? Like, y'all been friends for a long time. I said, yeah, she probably was scheming while y'all was, well, y'all still are married, but you know what I mean, when they was, you know, together, you know, Brooke was probably scheming then. Okay? But anyways, so, you know, she's like, so, you know, like, what y'all doing? Like, what's the deal and everything? So he's like that he did invite her on vacation or whatever, this, that, and the third. So he's like, well, why are you all up in my business? You know, what happened with your blind date or whatever? And she was like, motherfucking Zale and Marquisha and everything. And he like, oh, Lord, I already know when you bring them two up, it was some bullshit or whatever. So she asked him about his event and everything, and you know, he said that it was cool and this, that, and the third. And she was like, you know, you need to go back to basketball because I need some money. I said, we've been saying the same thing, Keisha. He should go back to basketball, but, you know. Yeah, I mean, this is what he want to do, then I guess, you know what I'm saying? He was like, but you know how good I am with that pen. And she said, yeah, but I also know how good you are with basketball. I think you're better at that. She didn't say all that, but she just said, you know, yeah, I know how you are with that ball, too. So, anyways, we get Moniece and Masika. They meet up or whatever. And, you know, they're out to eat and everything. And she brings up, you know, how the night before Masika's performance, you know, how she was at Ray's event or whatever. And how they went next door or whatever. And how Zale was having an event for Alexis Sky. So, you know, she tells, you know, Masika how, you know, Ray agreed to, you know, her and Alexis having a conversation. And, you know, she was like, I'm glad your first instinct was to, you know, pop her or whatever. And Masika's pretty much saying the Gemini devil in her, well, her, you know, the Gemini angel and the Gemini devil in her was saying, you know, on one hand, you know, I should be classy and walk away. But then on the other hand, you know, I should knock this bitch out or whatever. So, you know, Moniece is like, well, after that, you know, I try to kind of walk, you know, away and stuff like that. And, you know, Zale knocked me over trying to get the Mr. Ray and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, Masika is like, you know, how she opened so many doors up for Zale, and how she opened them doors up, she could easily close them. And, you know, Moniece is like, you know, I just wanted you to know that I wasn't trying to be on no setup type of shit or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, you wasn't the one who said, you know, y'all should talk, da da da. But at the same time, you ain't tell her beforehand either what was about to happen. You knew that they was going to come and you didn't tell her beforehand. So, but whatever. So anyways, you know, Moniece is like, you know, AD didn't come home the night before or whatever. She's showing Masika the video that Tiffany has sent her of, you know, AD all up on Alexis and shit like that. And Masika feels as though, you know, AD should be out the door, and if a person show you their character once, you know, you don't wait around for them to show you again or whatever. And, you know, Moniece feels like that, you know, Tiffany might have been on to something when she said that, you know, AD already had one foot out the door or whatever. So then we get the Cheaters Unite, aka Marcus and Bridget. So they're in the studio or whatever, and you know, Marcus is asking her about James, and she's like, they're now on the same page. She feels like she's the only one fighting. You know, he's trying to be her manager, and she just wants him to be her man. You know, Marcus is like, well, you know, I'm rocking with you regardless. And Bridget says the same thing in regards to him about Brooke or whatever. Like, she not about to be kikiing with Brooke if they not good and everything. So, you know, Bridget is telling how she went to Boobie's event and how Hazel and Brooke got into it over Boobie. And, you know, she's like, you know, like, why is this happening? Like, neither one of y'all are supposedly fucking him. So, like, what's going on here? So, you know, Brooke had let it be known that she was going to ride for her friend or whatever. And Bridget let it be known that she was going to ride for Marcus. And she was like, now, had the tables turned and everything, and you was performing, and I came to wipe the sweat up off of you or whatever, she would have a bitch fit. You know what I'm saying? So Marcus, he shows the ring that he was going to give Brooke and all this other stuff. Like, he's just acting like he's just so hurt and just playing the victim, like as if he just hasn't done nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Well, he kind of does own up to the fact that he did kind of, you know, fuck up or whatever, but it's like as if he's still trying to turn the tables around on Brooke and still try to play like the victim and everything. Like I told you, I don't like the whole childish shit that they doing, especially Brooke now. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that, you know, tit for tat bullshit. But it's like, come the fuck on, Mark. It's like, cut the shit, okay? Like, you started this whole, you know, scenario here. So anyways, you know, Bridget knows that she knows that Marcus, you know, made his mistakes, but he owned up to it or whatever. And I'm just like, it takes more than owning up to your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? You have to really put in the work. But like I said, the way Lord, I keep on getting these bitches' names. The way Brooke is just, like I said, just being childish and shit like that is just, the whole shit is just irritating at this point, okay? Like, we on episode 11, we still playing these fucking games. Either y'all gonna be together or not. Either you gonna forgive him or you not. Like, it's just annoying. So, I was like, in that moment, when she said that, in that moment, I was like, Cheaters Unite. Because, of course, she gonna say some shit like that because of the fact that she knows she cheated on James more than once. So, anyways, you know, Bridget hopes that, you know, Brooke wakes up before she misses out on a good thing. I'm like, Marcus is a good thing. Anyways, but she tells, you know, Marcus to hold on to the ring for a little bit longer. So then we get Brooke and Hazel. Brooke already, you could tell she was ready to fight. You could tell she was waiting for Hazel's ass. She was ready to fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? Hazel, she comes with gift bags or whatever. And she's like, you know, order what you want or whatever. The tab is on me because I know you can't afford it or whatever, just that and the third. See? That's that bullshit I be talking about. She say little shit before she even sit the fuck down to have some type of civil conversation. Or to see if it's going to be some type of civil conversation. Because like I said, Brooke just looked like she was ready to just pop off the minute that she saw that bitch. But anyways, especially because of what she had on. But anyways, so, you know, Brooke is like, I mean, where I'm from, we don't throw shit. We throw them hands. So as she's, you know, saying that shit, she trying to reach across the table on Hazel. Hazel kind of throws a plate on her or whatever. Security comes and, you know, Hazel is like, you haven't had a hit in 15 years and da da. I'm like, okay, bitch, you're still trying to get ahead. Like, come the fuck on. So, you know, they going back and forth or whatever. And, you know, Hazel is like, you wish you looked like me and da da. I'm just like, now, y'all know. I'ma just leave it there. But anyways, so, you know, Brooke, she's still trying, like, she Bogart security a little bit. She, you know, pushing through tables and stuff like that, trying to get to Hazel. I say, oh, yeah, Hazel, you better be glad security was there, because Brooke is another one that would have fucked your ass up. Like, who, like, y'all let me know, between Brooke and Tierra, who you think would have done the most damage to Hazel if they both was able to, like, real life fight her? Like, I don't know, because I think both of them bitches would really do some serious damage, but y'all let me know, like, who do y'all think would have done more damage to Hazel if they was able to get to her, Brooke or Tierra? But either way, both of them bitches would have beat her motherfucking ass had they been able to get to her. Like, so, but yeah, so anyways, moving on, we get Chanel, Lucci, Nikki, and Safari. They're like on a double date or whatever. Nikki and Safari are pretty much babysitting Chanel or whatever. They, you know, Safari and Nikki, they go off to the side and everything, so Chanel and Lucci can have alone time. You know, Chanel says that she's not scared to go out with him by herself or whatever. And he's like, you know, well, I can't tell. You don't never pick up that phone and everything. And Chanel's like, well, it was one time that you called me or whatever, and I had just got out the shower, and I don't really know you well enough for you to be seeing me naked. And he was like, you don't think I know what them titties look like? And I'm just like, ugh. He's just such a fucking sleaze bag. And she just all giggling like, and I'm just like, girl, like. So anyways, where am I at? So, he's like, I mean, no, Nikki, she's in the background saying, you know, I think he too hood for her or whatever. And I said, yes, he is. Okay. So anyways, Chanel's asking about what does he do, and you know, he's saying how he does songwriting with A1, and Chanel's like, I mean, well, he tried to diss me recently or whatever, and she's like, you know, how he only thought I did TV or whatever, and he said that I texted him one time in the past, and you know, I think it was back when I was with my boyfriend or whatever, and maybe he tried to delete the text and everything. I said, this bitch is telling a bold-faced lie. He did not say nothing about no motherfucking text message. He said he saw your ass in person in the studio with French Montana, and you tried to fucking curve his ass, and now you want a feature from him. That's what it is, okay? Like, she really sat there and told a bold-faced lie like that. Like, girl, please, you ain't even halfway tell the truth. You just told a bold-faced lie. So anyways, you know, Lucci, he wants to go into the studio with her or whatever, this, that, and third. Nikki and Safari, they come back to pretty much check on them, and that was that with them. Then we get Moniece and AD. They're working in the studio, and, you know, I mean, they not working in the studio. AD is at her job, you know, looking at photos and stuff like that. And Moniece comes in, and, you know, AD is looking at her like, what you doing here? Like, she was not happy to see Moniece at all. So, you know, she tells about Tiffany showing her the videos and everything. And she's like, you know, you damn near dry humping another bitch in the club. And, you know, AD is like, well, they finally got your attention. I said, AD, aren't you in, didn't you say you was in your 30s? Like, bitch, you acting like you in your 20s right now talking about some, well, it finally got your attention. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. My motherfucking neighbors making fucking noise and shit. But anyway, so yeah, like, I was just like, girl, what? Like, are you in motherfucking high school talking about some, well, finally I got your attention. Like, ugh, that shit irritated me. So anyways, You know, AD is like, before I met you, I was, you know, bottle popping and shit like that. When I got with you and everything, I adjusted to you wanting the family and this, that, and the third. But right now, I'd rather be in the club, you know, freaking on another bitch and this, that, and the third. And she's like, you have no boundaries. You treat me like everybody else on the street. And I kind of see that from Moniece, because she kind of does, you know, have this kind of, you know, bow down to me type of attitude with her, you know what I'm saying? So I could kind of see that. And they both feel like they've been used, and, you know, AD feels like Tiffany was right about some of the stuff she said about Moniece and everything, and she lost a good friend and how they put her in the middle of the shit. I said, I was with Moniece, AD, you put yourself in the middle of the shit, because once again, like I said last week, you sit up here telling this one thing, and then you telling this one another thing, and just like being mad, messy, and just like playing both sides of the motherfucking fence. So you brought that on yourself. But anyways, so AD is moving out or whatever, and Moniece is like, well, I already told you, if you move out, I'm not going to be in this relationship. And AD is like, okay, cool, like, fine, like, leave, you know what I'm saying? So that was that. Then we get Brooke and Marcus. So Brooke is supporting this lady named Miss Diddy or whatever, and I've heard her name around a lot, you know, over the last few years and everything. So yeah, they're at an event for her or whatever, and, you know, she's telling Miss Diddy about, you know, Booby inviting her on vacation or whatever, and, you know, Miss Diddy is just looking at her like, what? Like, girl, you can't do that. And, you know, Brooke is like, she's, it started as a get back situation with Marcus or whatever, but then Booby's lips ended up on hers, and, you know, Miss Diddy is telling her, like, look, you need to talk to Marcus, and I invited him or whatever. She's like, we too old for this fuck shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's just not cute, you know what I mean? So she goes to talk to Marcus. As she's doing that, Marcus is talking to James, trying to give him advice. Like, he's the last motherfucker to be trying to give some type of advice, okay? But anyway, so he's giving him advice or whatever. So she's asking James, could he excuse himself so she could talk to him or whatever? And he like, nah, we in the middle of a conversation or whatever. So, you know, Brooke starts talking and everything. James is like, you know what, maybe I should leave. I'll catch you on the flip side or whatever. So she apologizes for the way she handled him, but she's not apologizing for what she did. Marcus is like, I apologize because wrong is wrong. You told me to call Jay. Called Jay to, you know, have her come down to where we was at and everything, and I parked her ass. You know, you was out with your homeboy and stuff like that. I came to ask you some questions. You sent me out. And, you know, he's like, I made you my number one, this, that, and the third. And Bridget is like, but I want to be the only one, and that's what you don't understand, this, that, and the third. And, you know, he's like, he's like, you know, Bridget pretty much snitched on you about what the fuck you was doing at Booby's event, this, that, and the third. So she gets quiet because now she feels stupid, because she thought it was going to be some type of girl code, forgetting that Bridget is Marcus's friend. You know what I'm saying? So she's like that she loved him, and shit just got out of control, and she's crying. Like, she really let this motherfucker flip the switch on her. She really let him flip shit around on her. Like, she started crying. She's kneeling, talking to him. And he's like, come on, man, get up, get up. You know what I'm saying? And he's trying to tell her to calm down, this, that, and the third. And she's like, I love you, but you pushed me there, and this, that, and the third. And she was like, you know, I gotta go. And she leaves, whatever. So then we get Masika and Zale. Zale, he's at the photo shoot for the Angel Girl or whatever. Donatella, she comes in with Masika, and, you know, she's like, Donatella is like, you must have not gotten my messages or whatever. Like, you know, we're not going to be able to use you today, use you today. And, you know, Zale is like, well, I mean, that's cool. I mean, it was free of charge anyway. Nobody had a budget, you know. And Masika is like, well, you should be used to that or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I know, because you never had one. And she's talking about him forging checks and shit like that. And, you know, he's like, he's like, you know, you're starting to look like Mr. Ray or whatever. You need to watch the people you hang around. And he's like, you know, I mean, Donatella is trying to tell him to be quiet or to leave or something like that. He's telling Donatella to shut up because he ain't talking to her. I said, it couldn't have been me. It really couldn't have been me. So anyways, you know, pretty much Masika has shut down the whole operation between, you know, Donatella and Zale or whatever. So she throws dog treats at him like he's Scooby-Doo or some shit. And he picks them up and throws them back at her. And, you know, Zale is talking about Masika being on Section 8 or whatever. I said, what the hell is wrong with Section 8? Like, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of people that were killed for Section 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm in public housing. You know, I mean, just keeping it funky. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people that were killed for Section 8, okay? So, you know, he's spinning around in the chair saying how she fucked for a feature and this, that, and the fourth. And they're going back and forth. And he leaves. And, you know, that is pretty much that with him. He also was saying how, you know, you picked Mr. Ray over me. And she's like, nigga, I known him for 10 plus years. And he's like, okay, but where is he at when you needed money and this, that, third, whatever, whatever. And that was pretty much it between them. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this episode, your thoughts, you know. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you come back. I apologize for this video being long. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.